We're right back. Now, the Holy Bible. Now, I just wanted to say, you cannot talk about sex without really basically talking about the Holy Bible. You can't have a conversation without talking about the Holy Bible because it's an issue that sparked national attention. National. Now, I know that I was going to talk about oral sex, and I wanted to talk about masturbation a little bit more. So, hold on. And where are those earplugs at? Because it's for you to... And I would hope that if you do not show your children this in your own company, so that you can explain some things, that you would decode the information that I'm sharing with you today, and that you would explain this to your children in your own way, as well as in your own way to yourself. Because, like I said, this is not a problem with just children. This is a problem in our society. In our society, children. You think that adults learn about this because you think that when they get older, they get mature, but they don't. They have some of the same problems that they got when they were young, like mental illnesses. Some people, their mental illness sat in when they're young, and they still have it today because they haven't learned. And just because they got older doesn't necessarily mean they are mature. Doesn't. Because what did I say before? I said when you have an addiction, it means that you have a mental illness. And if you have a mental illness, it means that your intelligence is blunted. Your intelligence is out the window. Some people smoke blunts, and it blunts their intelligence. They don't know. So it's good, somebody might, do you want to smoke a blunt, man? No, man, I'm not into drugs. That's drugs, weed. No, because it would blunt my intelligence. Okay, now we're going to talk about, let's start first with the Bible, the religious organizations. Because it got national attention, and the fact of the matter is that, Barack Obama, our president, realized that there is a crisis. There is a need. There is a crisis to do something about unwanted pregnancies. It's a crisis of babies having babies. It's a crisis of babies getting STDs. So it's a sticky issue. And here's the reason why. I did the research. I talked to as many people as I can. I talked to about 100 people. I telemarket them, and I asked them to talk to them. And over a week, I need to talk to them like every day or whenever they are available, because I want to talk independent research. I'm a mental health student. I go to college at Wayne County Community College. Okay. Like I said, it's not really important. But here's the thing. I did research, and among that particular topic of religious is that religious organizations cannot in clear conscience promote sex for any other reason than conceiving a child. And when you tell religious organizations that they are going to have to give contraceptives, well, let me bag that up. A lot of religious organizations sponsor or they created their clinics, hospitals. A lot of religious organizations sponsor that. So that is why it concerns them. So that is why the issue of facing that is surrounding them. And so you say, politically, you say that we got to put contraceptives in the hands of children because they are the ones that's having the STDs and the pregnancies. Now, on the religious matter, on the Holy Bible, is that religious organizations cannot promote any sex in clear conscience for you to have sex in any other way than to conceive a child. And when you have contraceptives, condoms, or any type of sexual relationship, they cannot promote that in clear conscience because they're promoting sex. It's like, okay, we, in our religious organization, we do not promote that. That's not the godly way. It's not. That's not even the common sense way. You have sex to conceive a child. Now, I understand that. So when you tell them that, they say, we're promoting sex. We're promoting sex. We're saying, okay, it's a sin to have sex for any other reason than conceiving a child. And we're saying, okay, since that people are doing it anyway, let's say give them some contraceptives and in clear conscience they can't do that. And politically wise, you may say, well, they don't have to get it at the religious organizations. They don't. You could just mandate it being that they have to get it from somewhere else. They can't be affiliated with it any type of way. So you may say, well, maybe the clinics that's sponsored by or affiliated with the religious organization, maybe they can send you to another place. They cannot do that in clear conscience. They just can't. So I understand that. It's a sticky issue. Now, this same issue is regarding oral sex and masturbation. Is that sometimes kids say, okay, I get the fact that unwanted pregnancies. I get that. I get that, mom and dad. I get that. Yes. But when we have oral sex, we can't get pregnant. And when you use contraceptives, you can't get pregnant. So they do this. Now, I know masturbation, you can't get an STD. But oral sex, you can. And then that becomes a situation where you can't have oral sex either for that reason. But if it's an addiction, they're pretty much going to do that anyway. And you may say, not my child, because they have principles. They have godly principles. But and I know that if they can't express themselves, they're going to express themselves by the need, by the method that kids have understood by society teaching them that in the first place. They're going to think that having sex, oral sex, that's what they're supposed to do. So it's very important that you understand that issue. It's very important. So when you're talking about masturbation, when you're talking about masturbation or even having sex, period, it's an addiction because you're not conceiving a child. It's an addiction. But it's more like a drug dealer who says, okay, my rule number one is not to get high on your own supply. Get high on your own supply. Or in words in sex is to have sex in any other way than to conceive a child. It's for others. And when you have sex or you masturbate, you're like a person who's getting high on your own supply. In other words, it's preposterous. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. So, number one, we need to come back and we need to discuss that a little bit more because it's like I say, is important. We'll be right back. Thank you.